begin session.
Case notes, August 1, 2020. Ernie the elephant is dissatisfied with his life in his enclosure and is experiencing deep loneliness and isolation. He has debilitating obsession with donkeys, particularly with Donnie, one of our fellow patients. This donkey obsession is not sexual, thankfully, but rather idealistic and perhaps identity dysphoric, as he wishes to someday become a donkey. Tommy the tortoise, who is over 150 years of age, is originally from the Galapagos Islands and reports being one of Charles Darwin's abductees. Tommy discloses passive suicidal ideation due to a lack of interest in living. The one thing that seems to give him hope is to someday go to Biloxi to see naked women. Nobody in the group has the heart to remind him he is practically blind. Sparky, the baby dragon, at only 100 years old, is our only non-animal in the group. Her disclosures have caused some distress among other patients, as it has come out that she finds animals delicious. Her presenting problem is loneliness and isolation, as she has not yet encountered anyone else in her species apart from her parents, also carnivores. Ronnie, the rhinoceros, is relatively new to the group. Unlike the rest of us, she lives in the wilds of Sudan. She reports having a friend who is attracted to what appears to be a poaching truck. It is unclear whether this infatuation indeed belongs to Ronnie's friend, or perhaps, due to a desire for connection, this is Ronnie's own attraction to something dangerous and forbidden. Donnie, the donkey, is the greatest mystery to me. It is unclear why he is in therapy. He is fiercely resistant to any connection attempts from the elephant. Donnie recently reported he wears a prosthetic mane, but will not disclose more details about the trauma that he has experienced on the farm on which he resides. Reginald the giraffe, a gentle soul, presents with debilitating vertigo when he extends his neck to its full length. This impairs both eating and social connection with fellow giraffes. While originally thought to be a physical issue, it is now clear this giraffe has a paralyzing fear of heights. Admittedly, my most challenging patient is fellow Dr. Wally Codswallop, the cockatoo. He has a confrontational and embittered presence in the group. He believes his greatest challenge is the netting over his enclosure. I believe his greatest challenge is narcissistic tendencies due to a grossly overinflated ego. He challenges me and my degree at every turn, despite earning his degree through sitting outside a window at the California State University campus in Chico. I'm Dr. Zebra. These are my case notes from August 1st, 2020. Let's begin the session.
Dr. Zebra, we would like to begin the session today with a bit of sad news. We are sorry to announce that Tommy is no longer with us.
Oh dear.
What happened?
Oh.
Session will now begin.
Well, but Tom, what happened to him?
Saw it coming. I could have told you.
But he couldn't die.
They were there. They were all there. They were. So not a surprise. Not really. No.
Well, you think he's happy now?
Oh, I'm certain he is, Ernie. You know, this was his, next to seeing naked women in Biloxi, this was his deepest desire.
He didn't know what that meant. He wanted to really just die, but he thought maybe that would make him happy because he knew another old man.
Yes.
That said it would so, but he never got to enjoy anything.
No. Ronnie, I'm seeing your face. How are you with this news? You seem to have a connection with him last week.
Well, it's just, he died.
Yeah.
You know, I know people die, but Tommy died.
Yeah.
Yes, well, Of course, we all must keep in mind that it is all part of the circle of life, don't you know?
Well, I think
Tommy died. None of us are safe.
I think it's wonderful that he's dead because this was his greatest dream, to be dead. And therefore, all creatures will die, hopefully, soon. And he wanted that. That was... So, what's the problem?
Sparky, how are you doing with this news? You seem to connect with him because you shared similar ages.
I'm wondering I'm wondering who ate him.
Did your father do it?
I don't think so because we don't know where he is.
Did you have baked turtle in a soup or anything this week? Because you said your dad likes to cook them in the shell.
That would have gone, if I may, that would have, gone against all the ground rules, the original rules of the group, interaction and that sort of thing. Because any type of connection, that would not be a good thing. And so we know that probably can't be the case. I would think.
Right, including eating one another. That is one of the unspoken rules. Yes.
Sparky, did you tell your dad where we are? Did you tell him where the zoo is?
I don't know where you are.
I think you do.
If I ate him, I didn't know it was him.
Don't you know the taste of turtle?
No.
You mean turtle to you tastes the same as what? People? It's all the same?
It's just dinner.
If I may, we're getting into an area that might be a tad bit uncomfortable for a few of the members of the group, don't you know? Well, it's quite possible that we should you move on, as they say.
Well, Reginald, do you differentiate between types of leaves? Maybe we shouldn't judge Sparky because to her, a turtle or a human or a giraffe, they all pretty much just taste like different kinds of leaves.
Well, my dear fellow, I'm not really saying that we're judging one another. I'm simply implying that the topic of conversation needs to be brought back round again to the basic reasonings of the group, don't you know?
Yes, well, what if the leaves get hurt when you eat them? Have you ever thought of that? Have you ever thought that maybe trees would scream?
Well, actually, I've not given any consideration to that sort of a thing.
Well, you should.
It's not been sort of esoteric type of conversations that we've had in the paddock, as it were.
It is a bit of a jarring concept, Ernie. We're going to move forward, if that's okay, and we're going to talk about the topic of community. Do you remember last week we suggested that perhaps we would talk about community this week? And now we have lost a member of our community. How does that relate to our loss of Tommy?
Well, we don't have the community anymore, do we?
Wow.
We never really had a community because we never really hung out, right?
No, we never had a community.
Ronnie, what did you say?
No, we never had a community. And I was really looking forward to getting to, know people because I don't have a community here.
Yeah.
Well, if I may, Doc, the whole concept of community, that's simply a group of individuals, a whole lot of numbers of different types and kinds of numbers and types and peoples and creatures and all, who get together, who have something in common, who not necessarily physically in the same location, but, they gather, they join in for something. And if I may, also the whole concept of a community is that it may be one way and then it changes and then it grows and then it goes the other way and it's in flux is what I'm saying. It's in flux. It's flux.
You have a dizzying input. Thank you, Donnie. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So what do you do if you don't have community? What do you do if nobody will play with you and nobody wants to be around you and they always run away? And what if they're all doing their thing? And all you have is you. You're nothing. You're not a community to me. You're in like somewhere else. And now one of you's even gone. That's not fair.
Ronnie, are you afraid to kill things? Because I kill things and I don't like that at all. Whereas Sparky enjoys it, I think.
Well.
And we don't eat them, but we accidentally kill them because we're.
I mean,
big
I
and
don't
fat.
go around killing things just because.
No, you eat them. I get it.
Yeah, it's only for dinner and food, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
I
that's
think you
why
sound
I
like
don't
Jeff
want to hang out with
Bezos.
you.
I'm going to go back to what Ronnie was saying, and it's clear that she is missing community, that she's feeling isolated. Ronnie, do you feel that the group are a community for you?
No, but I want you to be.
Yes.
I think.
How could we do that? How could we be a community even though we're doing it through screens?
I don't know.
Well, I know.
You know? Do you know,
Yeah.
Ernie?
You know?
I know because, well, I don't really have a community. They put a female elephant in here and she hates me. And I don't know why she's even here. When I'm outside, she's inside. That's the way we have the agreement. But I would love to have a rhinoceros. I would love for you to come here. And, oh, Ronnie, did you hear do you know a rhinoceros named Sudan? I mean, I know you're in Sudan, but he's not named Sudan. He's the last white rhino, and he's gonna die now.
What?
Yeah, Sudan, the last white rhino on Earth. He's sick, and he's the only one left.
Oh my word.
You think maybe we could save him? I could bring you and Sudan here, and I could make them all well.
Ernie, I appreciate your generosity, but if you remember, in the very beginning, we have said that we cannot connect outside of group because
Well,
it
then you
creates
don't
some
have a-
dynamics.
You don't have a community then. If you can't hang out, it's not a community.
No, I highly disagree with that particular statement, don't you know? Mostly
Yes,
because
Reginald.
we are, in every sense of the word, we are together, even at this very moment. We are sharing in one another's existences, you know. And as a result, we are influencing each other as a community would and should do, you know.
But not really, though, because if in a community, people pet donkeys.
Not
Yeah,
every
in
community.
a community, I have people to play
Most
with.
real communities, from what I think, I mean, I've never been in one, but I just imagine in a real community, there are lots of donkeys to pet and ducks.
And ducks. Ronnie, you were
Ducks.
commenting. You were commenting. What were you saying?
I don't know. Nobody pays attention to me.
I
Nobody pays
listen.
attention to me. That's why I'm here. What's wrong with me?
Let me ask you something, Ronnie.
Just
When
bring it back.
Reginald was saying what community is and its investment in one another and having an impact on one another, have you felt that way about members of our group, that our presence in your life in the last couple of weeks has had some impact for you?
Well, Ernie's the first elephant that was ever nice to me.
Well, there you go. There you go. That's significant, isn't it?
And I would love to play with you. I'd love to run, and I'd love to jump and go into the pond and pet donkeys with you.
Well, I run, but I don't know, petting donkeys.
Yeah, well, if you've never done it, well, I've never done it either, but I hear it. I just hear it. Once you've done it, you never go back.
Doc, if I may,
Donnie?
Stand on
If
my
I may.
back legs.
Yes, Donnie.
if I may, and in my humble opinion, and granted, I don't present myself as what do you call it, an expert or anything like that.
You are,
But
though,
in my
because you're a
in my
donkey.
humble opinion, I personally would deeply feel that everyone in the group here is really a part of a community that I know and I cherish. Well, almost everybody, just about everybody in the group here. There's one exception, but still.
Well, how could you say that, Donnie? How could you say that?
That
Because you
was
won't-
not
you won't hang
necessarily
out-
directed at you, Ernie.
You
That was
won't
not
hang out
necessarily.
with me,
I'll
so
tell
we're
you,
not
I'll
in a
tell you,
community
I'll tell
at
you.
all.
since we're being upfront here, I will tell you that the one to whom I am referring, Ernie, is not you. It is not you. So there. So take that, for what
Who
it's
else
worth.
do you hate but me?
We don't need to define. We do not need to name the people with whom we have conflict.
I want to know who hates me right now.
Nobody hates you, Ernie. You're an endearing creature.
I like
Well,
you.
Dr. Zebra, I like you a lot too.
Why,
And
thank
I
you.
would love to hang out with you, but I don't know where you are. Where are you, Dr. Zebra? You never talk about yourself.
I'm in my office right now,
Yeah, but
Ernie.
where is your office? Where is it? Can I have
what-
the address?
No, I'm afraid I cannot give out my
Phone number?
address to patients. No, I'm so sorry.
If
Well,
you
that's not a
recall,
community,
Ernie,
is it, Dr. Zebra? You're
we
going
are
against
not
what you
supposed
just
to be
said.
physically contacting each other from the group, And so what would be the point of having Dr. Zebra's address, as it were?
Because
Thank you,
I would
Reginald.
like to visit, and maybe she's kind of like a donkey, only I'm also worried, Dr. Zebra, because you are not really a unicorn. I don't know if anybody's told you that. Has anyone mentioned that? I know I'm not really a donkey. I know that.
Why are you
That's a
being
dream.
mean?
So do you have a
Why are you
dream?
being mean?
Dream to be a unicorn? I'm just wondering, I'm just opening here because you know I've been very honest about I want to be a donkey.
Yes.
But why do you want to be a unicorn?
We're going to turn over to Sparky and talk to Sparky
Oh,
for a
here we
minute.
go. Avoidance.
Sparky, we've been talking about community. Do you feel the others in the group have had some community and some impact on you, or have you felt any connection with members in the group?
Well, you all are the only ones I get to talk to except for my parents. And it's interesting to hear what it's like to be somewhere else. I wish that you were all closer so that we could play.
But if we could play, would you eat all of us? Or well, I'm too big to eat. So
My
You just
friends.
eat people, right? You just
yeah, I
eat
mean,
people.
Ronnie and I, you could eat it. You could probably eat a donkey.
Hey.
But
Probably
But-
could.
I don't eat people I know.
Yeah, you said last
Good.
week you were going to try to keep the animals around more and like get to know them and love them before you ate them. Has that worked out for you?
Good question, Ernie. Thank you. How has that worked out for you, Sparky?
Well, it hasn't gone very well so far.
Well, I've heard
Um,
humans say don't name what you eat. So getting to know them and love them and then eat them would probably be emotionally troublesome.
Yeah, it kind of makes me sad.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not very patient. So when they bring stuff home, it's hard to wait.
It's understandable. It's understandable. Reginald, how are you doing? How are you with all of this? Do you feel a sense of community? I know that your condition has prohibited you from really connecting with other giraffes.
Yes,
Has this
Yes,
group
that-
helped you?
that has been the case, yes. But I, for one, do feel that we have developed quite the community in and amongst our group here, as it were. It has been actually very, very helpful on the part of, shall I say, most of the people involved in this particular group.
You live with your whole family. And I wish I had a family and you have a whole family you live with and you don't even like them. And I don't understand that.
Well, now,
I don't wanna
I've
go to
never
a
said that I
birthday
don't
party.
like them, I've never said that. In
Right.
fact, I do feel sort of a filial relationship with most of them. It's just that with this particular group, I thought that was our area of discussion at the moment. And so within this particular group, as I say, most everyone involved has
Yes.
been extremely helpful and
Yes.
extremely community building.
Yes. Dr. Codswallop, I haven't heard from you yet very much today. Do you have any input you'd like to?
I've been listening. I've been listening, and I've been evaluating, and I've been judging.
Yes, judging.
Yeah. No kidding. Yeah.
Someone needs to judge, and I have chosen to be that person. I mean, Dr. Zebra could judge because she is, of course, she is the head of this group. I don't know why, but she is, and she could judge, but I have chosen to judge silently because most of you would not understand. Most of you would not understand.
If only. Hey, Doc, if only silently. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
You
Dr.
do talk a lot
Codswallop,
for a bird.
yeah, Dr.
Well,
Codswallop.
of course, because I'm smarter. Most birds don't even talk. They tweet. They tweet all the time. Now, I have been known to
So
tweet.
does the president.
I tweet. Some people say my tweets are inappropriate, but I don't believe so. But I don't believe in sitting around tweeting all day like the other lesser birds. In fact, I think I should ban Twitter.
Dr. Codswallop, I've been checking in with the others about their sense of community in the group. Have you felt a sense of community with the members of this group?
Well, it's difficult to be a community when no one is your intellectual equal, isn't it?
So I take that as a no, you're not feeling a sense of community with the
Well,
group?
Dr. Zebra, may I ask you, do you feel that everyone in this group is your intellectual equal? Do you? How about that stupid tortoise that's now dead as he desired?
Hey,
Did you feel that he was your intellectual
listen,
equal?
listen. You listen up. You listen up here, okay? Okay?
Yes,
You
Donnie.
listen?
Yes,
Listen,
what would you like to
okay?
say, donkey?
Yeah, I do. I want to say something. I want to say something right now.
Yes,
Hey,
say it, please.
first
Oh,
of all,
I long for your words.
Hey,
I live for this. Oh,
I'm
yes.
talking-
I
you
dream
listen,
of
okay?
you teaching
Okay,
me.
hey.
Be nice.
Oh, I'm being nice.
All right, we're going to
I'm
quiet.
waiting.
We're going to
I'm
quiet
waiting
down.
for the words of wisdom, the pearls of wisdom from the jackass. Go.
Okay. You asked for it. Okay. Here we go. All right. First of all, if I learn nothing else in my entire lifespan, you don't speak ill of the dead, no matter how you feel. So, hey, there's that.
Fair.
He
That
was a
is
member
fair.
of this community, and he was an active member of this community, unlike some. But as a result, we don't speak ill of the dead. Second of all, ever since you joined this group, all you've been doing is undermining the doc. And the doc is the one in charge. The doc is the one that brought this group together. And all you have been doing is undermining what she has been trying to do, which to me shows a lack of intellect, if you ask me.
I agree. I don't like Dr. Wally at all. I wouldn't want him to come into my enclosure. He would just probably insult me for being fat and ugly.
Oh, I'm so sorry
Well,
that you.
Well, I'm sorry. If the species fits, wear it.
Back to your original question, Dr. Codswallop, do I consider everyone my intellectual equal? I would say I consider everyone in this group my equal. Full
Really?
stop. Yes.
Well, that says a lot about you, doesn't it?
I think it does. Thank you very much.
Yes, because to me, one works very hard to prove oneself in this zoo, as it were, both figuratively and literally, and one must find their place, and one must stand for that place and rise above it.
Well, in my humble opinion, Dr. Codswallop, if we are in fact referring to you in that honorific term, as they say, I feel that to be part of this group means that one needs to be open to what everyone has to bring to it, you know.
I'm
And so,
open.
if you are not in such
I am
a
open.
position,
I just
then why
find
are
it
you
stupid.
here?
Because I'm sorry, I have a brain. that no one really understands. I have a very stable.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you got that right. You got that right, pal. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I do.
got a
And
brain
do
that
you
nobody
understand my
understands.
brain?
Yeah.
No, you do not understand my brain because you can't. That's why. You know why? Because you are not a cockatoo. You shouldn't even be speaking.
Dr.
And I have never been more thankful for anything else in my entire life. Believe you me. I'll tell you that right now. Just let me. That's it. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. That's it.
Okay, we're going to bring it down. And I just wanted to say that this is emblematic of community. The conflict that's emerging, the conversations that are being had, the confrontation, I think, is valuable because we are learning how to navigate through it. And some of the members of our community have never witnessed conflict before. And so they're seeing what this looks like and how we can resolve it respectfully. Let me remind everyone, Donnie and Dr. Wally both included, we will conduct this remainder of these sessions with respect. Agreed?
Well, I would say I respect the dragon. I do, because the dragon can easily kill and the dragon can dominate, and I would like to be the dragon's friend.
All right. Well,
Dr.
that's a step. Yes.
Dr. Zebra. Our next session is about to begin. This session will be finishing in 1 minute. I would like to clarify,
Good.
it has been brought to my attention that Tommy is no longer with us because he is in transit to his next facility. It is very likely that Tommy will return to group in a future date.
Oh,
great.
what a great piece of
Oh,
information.
yes, wonderful. Hurrah, huzzah.
That is great news. Great news. I'd like to ask the group, anyone want to suggest a topic for next week? Ronnie, do you have an idea of something you'd like to talk about next week?
Birthday parties.
Birthday parties? Sparky,
I want to go to one.
Friends.
you want to talk about
How to make friends.
How to make
No,
friends?
you don't like that. You don't want that. You want to eat them.
Dr. Wally, do you have a topic you would like to discuss next
Of
week?
course I do.
And it is?
It is possibly superiority, I believe, would be a good one. I mean, what is superiority? Who has it? Who doesn't?
Okay. Reginald, how about Reginald? Do you have a suggestion for what we could talk about next week?
Well, the first thing that pops into my mind is proper pronunciation. Secondly, I would say that cooperation might be an interesting topic to bring forth to the group, you know.
Cooperation?
I agree, Reginald, with the pronunciation. I believe we should teach that.
Okay. Ernie, do you have an idea for a topic for next week?
Well, I'm sad. Sad because of Tommy. I'm sad because Donnie doesn't like me. I'm sad because I'm all alone here. And I'm sad because I don't have a community.
Oh, so we're maybe talk about sadness and
How about donkeys we talk about?
talk about donkeys. Donnie, do you have an idea of a topic for next week?
Having not really put a whole lot of thought into this, not a whole lot, some, but not a whole lot. Perhaps, and I'm just saying, I'm just tossing this out there, just tossing it out there. Perhaps we might want to take a little closer look at, what you call interpersonal relationships.
Okay.
And appropriateness thereof.
Maybe
Like
like
we do a donkey birthday party.
I think
but yes, interspecies relationships. I like that topic.
I think I'll
birthday
change
party.
it slightly. I think I'll change it slightly to we will talk about friendships and relationships next week. Does that sound good?
Between
At a birthday
different
party.
species.
At a birthday party, perhaps, Ronnie.
Good,
Yes.
good.
Birthday party for all mammals.
Okay.
Thank you for everybody. I've just appreciated this session. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye, Donnie.
Bye.
Iron.
Bye. Bye.
In,
Farewell.
end scene. Okay. I'm going to ask, you can unmute. And oh dear, oh, there's Bob up there. Okay, somebody flopped around here. You can unmute if I muted you, but I didn't mean to ask to unmute over there. I'm exhausted. That was
You're exhausted.
He did most of the talking.
If I muted you, please unmute yourself. Did I lose somebody? Who did I lose? No?
Yes, she's right here.
Oh, of course she is. Oh, good. So she can be here. Okay. If everybody can unmute, that's great. Adding audience is a different dynamic, isn't it? And by the way, Bob
Great.
and Graham and Haley and Karen, you are welcome to step out at any moment. We are all grateful you're here, but I think before you leave, Bob Lee, would you be able to give us a 20-second a conversation about what you saw, what you believe?
Full analysis, please.